Hello friends, and welcome to another journal with me today. As you can see, I had some friends join me for this recording. I was actually recording at my mum's house because I was dog and cat sitting. So this is Charlie and Archie, and as soon as I started to record, they just hopped on and wanted to be involved, as per usual. But anyway, we are making a butterfly theme, and I recorded this outside because it was nice and warm and I just thought it'd be really good lighting as well. I wasn't planning on recording a journal with me this day. I just happened to bring my journal and my camera, and then I just used what was in my journal already to create a spread, and it ended up being a butterfly theme because I got sent some really cute bookmarks, which you can see here, or they might just be tags. I don't know what the intention of them was, but they're from my pen pal Alice, and I just thought they were really cute and I wanted to put them in a journal spread, so that's what you'll see me use today. I also kind of raided my mum's craft room as well for some glue and scissors because I didn't have any of that equipment with me either, so I hope my mum didn't mind. But it was really fun recording outside, and there's lots of birds around. I didn't have the noises, like the background noise, because the dog kept barking at random things and one of the neighbours was mowing their lawn, so I didn't think it'd be the most peaceful background. So today we've just got me and some nice relaxing music as well. So it's actually been a while since I've done a journal with me video, and this is just because I've not really been using my journal that much. I made a spread to kind of remember a recent trip that I went to that you might have seen in my recent studio vlog, where I was surrounded by deer and the red squirrels and all the different birds. So I did create a spread on that, but it wasn't that interesting, and I didn't not the trip was very interesting. I mean, the spread that I created wasn't that interesting, so I didn't record it or anything. I just did it in my own time, and then this is the first spread that I've done since then. So I just got some stuff out of my journal that I had in there already. Sometimes when pen pals send me washi samples, I tend to just put them straight in my journal if it's one that I know will go quite well with lots of different themes. And then other stickers that people send me that I think would look cute in my journal go in there as well. I tend to try and put more things in my journal that people have sent me, because then in some way it feels like everybody who's ever sent me mail is kind of included in my journal in some way or another. And I don't really have a specific rule or theme for this journal. It's just kind of whatever I want to journal about. Sometimes I just do like a purely art spread, and then sometimes I like to memory keep as well. So for this one, I just started by putting some vintage paper down, and then I added the tag that Alice sent me. I also wanted to put a little bit of a washi down as well, because I didn't have that many stamps with me. Well, I didn't have any stamps with me or anything like that, so I had to use washi tape quite a lot. Although you can see a stamp there, that is because I did end up raiding my mum's cupboards as well, because I really wanted to use a stamp and I didn't have that much like big paper. I had loads of like little bits and different memos, but I wanted kind of like a big pattern to go on the right hand side. So I just found she had like this box of scraps, and this one was quite neutral, and I thought it would go with the tags and be a good backdrop. So that's the one that you'll have seen me stuck down already. Stick down, not stuck down. And then I just started to kind of play around with different bits of paper that I had, or different tags that I could use to cover up some of the blank space. The top piece, which is like a vintage illustration, is also from Alice. She made me like a really cute butterfly / moth mail, so she did send me lots of like cute stationeries as well, and the big stickers that you'll see me use were also sent from her in in her mail, so I definitely wouldn't have been able to make this spread if it wasn't for Alice. So thank you, Alice, for sending me all the lovely goodies that I could use. I do actually have quite a lot of vintage paper and different vintage illustrations that I've collected. I recently went for my birthday kind of like vintage book shopping, and I got so many great ones. I've got like 3 butterfly books, I've got bird books, plant books, and they all have like the most beautiful illustrations in. And I haven't really got to use them much so far, but this kind of makes me want to use them a little bit more, because I usually send them in Patreon mail because they tend to fit around the themes that I'm doing, but I never think to actually use them for myself, so I should probably do that because they are really pretty, the illustrations. This is also actually the first time that I'm journaling with taking my signature out. I'm hoping it's called a signature. I'm kind of like a journal newbie, so I don't know that much of the lingo, but usually I just keep it in like the whole journal with the cover on. But now that I'm getting further through the journal, it's getting like harder to kind of keep it flat. And I've only got 1 clip anyway, so I would like to get another one, or like a bigger one, to just help keep the journal flat when I'm crafting. But I decided to take it out this time. The only issue is that at the end, and luckily you don't have to watch me struggle and do this, but it took me so long to get it back in. I was like, how on earth does this work? Because all the different strings were like crossing over and I had no idea what I was doing. So the way that I've put it back in, I don't actually know if I've done it correct, but it all stays together and all the pages move the way that they should, so I'm just going to keep it in there like that and just do it that way. But that is something that I definitely need to learn. Like, I don't know that much about journaling, so don't take any advice from me. I actually had quite a lot of butterfly washi samples. Clearly my pen pals know that I really like butterflies, and this one is, I remember Lucy sent me this sample because this washi tape that I'm using here is from Notebook Therapy, and I don't actually own any of Notebook Therapy's products, but I definitely want to get some in the future. I always really like their washi sets, and I've been really liking their stamp sets as well, but I prefer the ones that aren't really like specifically around a theme, because then I feel like I won't use them as much. But I do know that themes like the butterfly sets that they have, and they have a cottage core one as well, I really like those. And if I was to buy something in the future, when I allow myself to actually buy more stationery, then that is probably what I will end up buying, because I know that I'll use those sets quite a lot. So for now, I'm grateful that Lucy has sent me this sample to use, because it's really pretty and it's got gold foiling on as well, which, you know, I'm a sucker for gold foiling, and if anything's got it on it, then I want to use it. So I recently went to a butterfly park actually, and it was so much fun. Like, I know that some people are sometimes scared of butterflies and like flying things, but butterflies really don't bother me, and I find them so beautiful, and I just think like the whole life cycle is really interesting, and it's kind of crazy how like short their lifespans are. Like, some butterflies will literally like live for the day and then they'll die, so they just have to like reproduce in somehow one whole day. So when I went to the butterfly park, it was really fun to see them so up close, and they had this area with loads of like old bananas on, and the butterflies were basically just all over it because it's just like sugar or what have you. But it smelled so bad, like the bananas were kind of like pretty stinky, but it was worth it to see the butterflies because you could see them like up close and stuff. Now, this tape that I'm using here, I think Emily sent it to me, and it's kind of like a pet tape. I still call it pet tape. I don't know if that's how you're supposed to say it, but just accept that that is what I'm going to call it from now on and forever, because it's just the easiest way to say it. But she sent me that, and it's kind of like old negatives, film kind of vibes. So I just cut one of the little sections out of it and used that to cover up a little bit of a space at the top, because I felt like it was quite bare up there. I was thinking as well that maybe I should try and use like film negatives more in my crafts, because I have so many of them. I used to do film photography like really seriously. I'd studied at university for 3 years, so I have like all the gear, and I have 50 rolls of black and white negatives, so I have a lot. So I should probably actually use them, because I'm not going to photograph anything anytime soon with my film camera. So yeah, but here's the finished spread. I really liked how it turned out and all the big butterflies. So I hope you enjoyed joining me in making this one, and I will be doing another journal with me soon. It will be a travel journal style about my recent trip to the Scottish Highlands. So you'll see all the footage from me exploring and me creating some spreads to remember that. So make sure to subscribe if you enjoy and you want to keep up and see the next journal with me. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.